So you guys are stuck with me today. Um, I'm Nick, for those who don't know me, even though a lot of you do. I'm like Alex's mini-me. I'm his mentee. I've been working with Alex for about 10 months now, and in that he's taught me everything about multifamily real estate, and I have taught him everything about social media. It's been an absolute blast. Um, I'm 16 years old, and I have 500 units, which is awesome. And I've taken Alex from 600 followers on Instagram to 95,000, I think, around now. So Alex is flying back from the 10X event back to Vegas. So I will be hosting the call tonight. Today, I want to talk about a little bit about the 10X event that I know a lot of you were probably just at, and a little bit about social media, because that's my strong suit. And we're going to do a lot of Q&A and a bunch of networking for sure. Everyone, raise your hand if you were at the 10X event this weekend. Just wanna see who was there. Yeah, raise your hand in real life or do the little reaction button at the bottom. And if you guys don't have your cameras on, turn your cameras on. I want to see everyone, and I'll hang out. Jake's here. How you doing?
On the plane. Just getting home.
Well, thanks for coming, even though you're on the plane. Yeah. All right. Sweet. So I was there too. It was great to meet a lot of you. I've seen so many people through Zoom, but it was good to actually meet people in person. And Grant was dope as always, even though I wasn't in the event as much. I was talking to Pedro before, and we were talking. And it's always like the first Grant event you go to, you learn. The second, refresh, and then the third, you network, and everyone after that. So I didn't spend as much time in the conference, and I got to talk with everyone. The meetups we had after were awesome, and I got to meet so many legends. And Robert Martinez came to speak, which was super dope. So I think the next big event we're going to is Rod Cleef's Denver boot camp. So if you couldn't make it to the 10X event, definitely come to that. All the legends will be rocking there, and yeah, it'll be dope. So for social media, something I've been doing for a while. I used to have a YouTube channel when I was a kid, and I started back in May of last year with Alex. And we've been posting a video every day on every social media platform ever since. And as I said, we've grown Alex's social media from 600 followers to 95,000 in 10 months, which has been absolutely awesome. And, real estate and social media kind of go hand in hand. Alex has raised $1.4 million off of Instagram. Just shows you the power of it. I mean, why is Grant and Rod and Brad Sumrock all on social media? And Grant was talking about it this weekend at the event, that he's an influencer now. So definitely something powerful and something you guys can all utilize and grow and build your influence, right? That's what I want to talk about on tonight's call. Alex is also a big promoter of social media, and we've definitely talked about it on other calls. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So just a few tips from my experience working with social media, and then we'll do a bunch of Q&A. I always say short form content is the best way to go. Instagram Reels, TikToks, stuff like that is what all the social media platforms are promoting. And it's what's going to get you the most amount of views, the least amount of effort, and in the least amount of time. So 30 seconds, 1 minute, just talk about what you love and find your little niche. If it's in real estate, put your own twist on it. Talk about your story. Yeah, I see JJ in the comments. He has 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I remember when he was first on the teen call back in a few months ago, and he was just at 300. So good for him. And a little plug, we have a teen call, me and Pedro host a half hour before this call at 6:30 to 7. So if any of you guys have kids that are teens, even if they're a little older, tell them to get on. It's the same Zoom link. It's awesome. We do a bunch of fun stuff. And it's great to just spread all this knowledge to teens, because, not everyone's raised like this. And I'm so glad I've been given the opportunity to learn from Alex. I couldn't have done it without him. So we kind of just want to spread it to a bunch more teens. So if you're a parent, same Zoom link, 6:30 to 7. Get your kids on. If they are hesitant, just DM me on Instagram at Nick C. Monty, and I will talk to them. and get them on. So yeah, I'd love to take some questions on social media. I also had some ideas. We could go through some people's social media channels and do like a quick audit. So hit the little reaction button at the bottom. I'd be down to answer some questions. Karen and Jacqueline, were your hands raised for questions or all right. JJ, the one, the only.
Hello. Yeah. So I have a question about Instagram because I get a bunch of views on Instagram, but nobody wants to follow me. Like I get like a bunch of views and a bunch of likes, but like for like 10,000 views, I get like 2 followers.
All right.
What do you
What do
think about
you
that?
post on Instagram?
I post the same videos I do on YouTube. Like the
So
same like shorts.
the short reels. How long are they usually?
I think they're like 29 to 32 seconds.
All right, sweet. And you said to get like 2 followers per 100 views.
Per like 10,000 views.
Yeah.
I get like 2 followers.
Well, I would say first of all, Instagram and YouTube are very different. Like the view to follower ratio is way different. Like you can, I mean, especially with YouTube, like 300 views on a video, if you're a small channel, is great. So, and you can probably get like 10, 15 subscribers from that. 300 views in an Instagram reel is pretty low. So like that ratio is a little different. What I would say for Instagram, and not specifically for YouTube as much, but like have a really strong 3-second hook and a call to action is super important. Something that YouTube videos don't always do. And it is not as important for YouTube videos, but definitely a call to action could be as simple as liking a video or following rather than like go download my freebie. And something with Alex is, I mean, this call specifically has been a really big freebie for him and has gotten him so many more followers. And not to mention, we've grown his email list from like 50 or so people when I first met him to over 1,800 now. And they're really strong quality leads mostly because of this call and the fact that he has taken 11 one-on-one calls a day for a few months. So,
Yeah. Thanks.
sure. Anyone else? Questions?
Nick, can you explain what you mean by the 3-second hook? How do you do that on Instagram?
Yeah. All right. So hooks are usually just like, it's the same thing with writing. If you've ever written like a post or like an essay or something, you want to capture your audience. So they did the 10x stages pitch at the event, and you always want to like connect with your viewer's heart. So you can relate to a story that something that everyone feels. Like if you're talking about procrastination, you can be like, do you ever like go sit down to do something and then it takes you like 5 hours to actually do it when it's really only like a 3-minute assignment? Something like that. Something that will connect to your viewer, and they'll be like, hey, I really feel that. Let me watch this video and see what they have to say about it. Maybe they can help me. So it has to be quick. You really only have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention on social media. So it can be something that relates to their heart. It can be just like a cool scenery. Alex has done videos in front of like supercars, stuff like that. That catches people's attention. Something fast, like stop scrolling, like secret tips, stuff like that. That will give you a good hook because then people are way more likely to watch the rest of your video. And if you can increase your retention rate, you're going to boost yourself in the algorithm and more people are going to end up watching your videos.
So JJ put it in the comments. So your first sentence, and really with 3 seconds, it's not even a sentence.
Yeah.
It's the first 2 words out of your mouth. They really have to be powerful and well thought out.
For sure. Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, even Alex does this. A lot of people just wing their videos, and you can wing the second half of it, but specifically for your hooks, I would write them out. Just think of a few great ones, and you can alternate them, and they can kind of be like templated out. But you want to nail that down. See when you start posting on social media, go on your page, see what videos you'll have like an established baseline of like, I'm getting maybe 1,000 views on every video on average. Okay, we'll go a little lower, like a 200, 100, right? On your Instagram reels. Well, let's say you see a video get like 10 views, Andrew? Okay. And let's see if your video does like gets 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Go look at that video, like analyze the entire thing. What did well? Was it the topic I talked about? It was my hook, was it my call to action, and then replicate that. I mean, you can talk a million different times about one topic, make more videos about that. See if you can incorporate that same hook into different topics, use that same call to action again. And as you continue to post, you're going to get more and more data to look at. You'll be able to refine what you're talking about, what your audience likes, and how you deliver it. Can I screen share and show some of our top reels? Sure. Yeah. Let me pull up Instagram. Anyone have any questions while I pull up Alex's Instagram? Some of our best reels.
So Nick, when you're first starting out, do you suggest just picking one or maybe two platforms and just really getting really good at those first before trying to spread out? And if so, which one do you recommend?
Yeah. So what I would say is post if you can, right? Just as much time as you have. Post on as many platforms as you can, but dedicate your attention to one, max two platforms. Like for what we've done is we post on everywhere. So Alex is on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, Instagram. I think I said that already. But we specifically have focused on Instagram, and that's where we've gotten our most growth. Even though in the beginning, all the platforms have the same amount of audience and followers, but we really focused on Instagram. So I would post everywhere. It's just going to increase your reach, but like focus your content, your strategy specifically on one platform. I would say Instagram, LinkedIn is also a great one. Hala was on a few months ago, twice actually. And that's a great platform because it's starting out, but I would say LinkedIn, Instagram, a specific, like, especially for like reels and short form content, Instagram is great. And I mean, what I do and what I think a lot of people do now is instead of like looking you up on Google, like if you're at an event or just anywhere, instead of looking up on Google, I like go on my phone, I go on Instagram. I'm like, let me look this person up. If you have a lot of followers, that like instantly gives you credibility, right? As Alex says, like, especially with raising money, like, it's not a race to the finish line, it's a race in overtime, right? And the difference between like you getting an investor or not could be the credibility you have on social media. So I would say focus on one or two platforms, post on as many as you can. Obviously, if you don't have the time, just pick one, max two, and just, hit that home, because even if you're just posting, you can't neglect the platform, right? It can't be like, oh, I hit post on this video and then I'm not going to touch Instagram until tomorrow to post another video. You got to interact with your comments, go on other people's posts. Like if I'm a real estate investor and I'm making videos about real estate, I'm going to go on Grant Cardone's post and try to provide value in his comment section. Because if people are asking questions, I mean, Grant can't answer the 8,000 comments that he gets on a video, right? If you answer some, people are going to be like, dude, this guy was really helpful. Let me click on his profile and check out, see what he has to say. And I would go do that, do collaborations with other people that are doing similar content as you. Obviously, like, don't ask like Grant, who has 3 million followers, if you have like 10, but look at people that have a similar follower range than you, maybe a little more followers than you, do some collaborations. You could do an interview, you could just do videos together. Then you can use the collab feature specifically on Instagram, which lets you collaborate with another account. So it'll show up on both of your feeds instead of just tagging someone, and that just shows up in the tag section of their account. Well, one very specific video that I have in mind, this did really good on TikTok. This got 500,000 views on TikTok. And I'll show you guys this one and kind of deep dive into it. Let me find it real quick. Any other questions while I continue to scroll on Instagram?
Yeah, can you explain the collaboration a little more? I remember when Alex told us to do it, and I wasn't subscribed to Brad Sumrock. And then all of a sudden I started getting Brad in my feed. And when I clicked on it, it was Alex. from Brad, and it was really confusing for me. But can you tell us more about how to do it and what happens?
Yeah, sure. So, but yeah, so Brad spoke at the last meetup, the last 10x event. We recorded a bunch of content with him. And when we edited that, we posted it on Alex's feed. So when you go to post on Instagram, there's that section where you can tag people. And you can tag as many people as you want. But there's a little tab next to the tag where you can invite one collaborator, max one collaborator per post. And so you invite, let's say, Brad Sumrock to be a collaborator in your post. You post it. Right now, it'll only show up on your feed. But Brad will get a notification. And if he accepts it, he becomes a collaborator on that post. So it's almost like he also posted it. But instead, it will say like Alex Lovely and Brad Sumrock on the post. But it will show up on his feed too, on his Instagram page and Alex's page. And if someone views it on Brad's page, it will contribute to the view like comment total of that entire post, no matter like what page it comes from. So it's still one video, just looks like both pages posted it. And that's a great way if someone like Brad Sumrock has a great following that maybe Alex hasn't tapped into. When you do a collaboration, Brad's followers will see his videos that Alex posted, and the videos that Alex posted, Brad Sumrock's followers will see, and vice versa. Alex followers will see Brad. It's a great way to like cross-pollinate your audiences. So that is the collaboration tool. As I scroll, see it.
Is that a new feature? Has that been out for a while? Collaboration part.
The collaborate. Oh, keep going.
Oh no, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's really awesome.
The collaboration feature is it's relatively new. It's not that new. It's been out for probably a year or so. But it's definitely a great feature to use, and I mean, not everyone knows about it, so it's definitely a great tool to, especially when you're doing like collaborations with different influencers, especially if they have more followers than you, and maybe it's an audience you haven't tapped into. It's beneficial for both parties.
Hey, Nick, it's Ryan here.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, so really quick, I just wanted to find out, like if you do a Facebook Live, well, first of all, what is your success been with doing not Facebook Lives, but Insta Lives? And hey, JJ, missed you at the event this weekend, man. Didn't see you. But next time we'll have to, yeah. But so have you guys had some success with that? Because I think it looks like, the thing I like about those Insta Lives is it seems like that same collaboration, cross-pollination happens with Insta Lives when you bring somebody into your Insta Live, correct?
Yeah, so there's a similar feature, the Instagram Lives, where you can invite different people to join your live, and then it becomes like a split screen live. We haven't done too much collaboration lives, but Alex has had success. He does all his ACIM calls to all the platforms. If you guys want to know a really cool software, it's called Restream. So it allows you to stream to a bunch of different platforms from one device. Because usually you can only stream to like YouTube at one time. So what Alex does for his ACIM calls is he streams them to all the platforms, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. And that allows a lot more people to see it. But specifically, yeah, I would say, and it comes back to like not neglecting your platform, doing Instagram Lives maybe once a week, as much as you feel comfortable with collaborating with people. I would keep Instagram Lives relatively short. Like if you see YouTube Lives, they can go on for hours. I would say a half hour is usually a good spot for Instagram Lives. It's a great way to interact with your audience, because most of the time, if you're posting videos, right, it's kind of a one-way conversation. That's the great thing about these Zoom calls. So you're able to interact back and forth, but it's mostly just one-way information. You can post in the comments, but that's more like, texting, and it's not really live, right? They have to go in and respond. So Instagram Lives are a great way to collaborate with people, but also like interact with your audience, and that builds the connection further. Like Alex always talks about touch points, and you have to touch someone a lot of times to get them to invest, just like in real estate. So doing Instagram lives like that, posting to your story, and all collaborations are a great way to utilize the platform features, because Instagram and any other platform will reward you if you're using the features that they have built in. So if they see you're posting on your story, doing Instagram lives, stuff like that, they're going to reward you more than if you're just like, all right, I posted my video for the day, I'm not going to look at Instagram again. All right, I found the video, so can kind of go through it a little bit. So a little backstory. We were at Rod's conference and we went to go look at a property. So this is really cool. It's just a property Alex is looking at. It's not like he has put an LOI. He's not raising money for the property. He just simply looked at it. So can definitely do this. We've walked a bunch of properties and recorded videos, and this is a great way to just teach people about real estate with real life examples.
I remember this post.
Yeah, this got 500,000 views
Oh
on,
shit. It was
on
really
TikTok.
informative. It was very informative.
Find the unmute button. Okay. So all right, so just in the beginning, Alex doesn't have a specific hook, but he gets right into the details. Like there's no time to waste. He starts talking about the property immediately, and that can be a hook. Just the fact that you're getting straight into a really informative video. Second of all, most people aren't used to seeing Alex like at a building outside. Not a lot of people do walkthroughs of buildings. So it's a great scenery, which is also a hook. It grabs people's attention. Keep watching.
Nick, we got no sound.
You guys hear this?
I can't hear anything.
No.
Does anybody else hear it? Because I don't.
No here?
I
No,
hear
we
you.
can't hear it. Although we see the captions, so
Guys hear
that's
it now?
something.
You guys hear it now?
No.
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 Are you
Uh,
sharing the sound on Zoom?
Oh, hold on. There it is.
It's like the special video sound.
We'll start from the beginning. I think it's good now.
So this is a C-class building, 22 units, and they want.
Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm sure it's loud.
Right.
Let me start again.
So this is a C-class building, 22 units, and they want 4.7 million. They tell us that the NOI is around 102,000. So this is actually going to be about 2 cap. So nowhere are we buying C-class buildings for 2 cap. At best, if you did the math on this, and maybe at a 6 cap, this property is nowhere near 4.7 million. But if we were to make an offer, we would make an offer at south of 2.5 million. So we'll show the math in the description of how I came to that number. So this is.
All right. So that is the video. It's not that long. It's only like 18 seconds, I think, 20 seconds at most. Video was. So it's fast. It's to the point. It's got a cool scenery. Alex gets right into the information. And one thing that also kind of contributed to its success, what we call it, is information overload. I mean, a lot of us may be familiar with all the terms that Alex is throwing around, NOI, cap rate, right? Stuff like that. But to the average person scrolling on social media, they're like, what in the world is this guy talking about? Right? So, especially on TikTok, and you can see kind of on Instagram, there are a lot of questions. People are like, what is he saying? They're watching it a few times, which is boosting it in the algorithm. And then they're also going in the comments and like asking Alex, like, what is NOI? What's a good cap rate? Where is this property? Stuff like that. And when Instagram and TikTok and everywhere this was, starts to see that interaction, it's going to boost it more. And that's kind of just how it had that compounding effect. It got 500,000 views on TikTok, I think 10,000 views on Instagram. And this was when Alex had like 5,000 followers maybe on both platforms. Alex grew like 6,000 followers on TikTok in one day. And the fact that it was an interesting type of video. It was a lot of information that people didn't know that got people to comment, an interesting scenery. So videos like walking properties are a great thing to do, especially in real estate. and it really gets your audience going. Making videos that will ask people questions or will make people ask questions that will go in the comments is a great way to boost yourself in the algorithm. So this is one of the videos. There are a bunch of other ones, but this is probably my favorite and the most memorable and the most obvious one in terms of why it did so good. The fact that it did do so good. And we did put the math in the description. So if you say something in your video, make sure you also follow it up in the back end. If you say, I'm going to put something in your description, make sure you put it in the description because that will also build your viewers' trust. And a lot of people probably didn't understand the math that was here, and it made them comment asking for more information.
Nick, question. You said that these platforms will reward you for using their tools. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so every platform has, I mean, a lot of the same features, but they're all very platform-specific features, right? On every platform, you can post a video, write a caption, like a description, put a cover video, stuff like that, write a title. Every platform does that. But on Instagram, you have Instagram Lives, Instagram Stories, collaborations on posts. If you utilize those features along with posting, Instagram will recognize that and boost your profile, boost your videos, because they see that you're actually using features of the platform, not just the feature that every platform has, right? So if they see they're using that, then they'll boost you up. It's also a great way to interact. Posting stories kind of gives your viewers an everyday life sort of view of you, because all of these are obviously like produced and stuff. You don't really get to see the you side of you. So including posting these videos, also kind of post about your life, post on your stories, show what you're up to. It'll humanize you and it'll make you more attractive to viewers.
Okay, I have another question. Since I'm social media illiterate, so sorry about all the questions, but this is important to me. You said also that Alex uses that Restream so that he can stream to different platforms at the same time. How does that work, considering that each platform has a different time frame or time restrictions as far as how long, like TikTok, I know is like what, 60 seconds or something like that, and everybody's got a different amount. How does that work?
Yeah, so Alex uses Restream to do lives, like live streams. And on all those platforms, there aren't time restrictions. I mean, there may be like a 24-hour time restriction, but there isn't really realistically something you're going to run into in terms of time restrictions. So what Restream does is it takes, without getting technical, takes the one stream from your computer and it blasts it to all the channels. So it looks like you're going live on each channel separately, but you're really taking it from one source. And there aren't those types of restrictions on content. Also, TikTok has upped their minimum post or their maximum post duration. I think they're rolling out 10 minutes now, but it is for sure 3 minutes. Although I wouldn't really recommend posting a 3-minute video on TikTok because nobody is gonna finish it.
Nobody's gonna stay on there long enough.
Yeah, no. I don't usually watch 3 or 10-minute TikTok videos. But yeah, you can do streams with Restream basically as long as you would need to on any platform. You're not going to run into any limits.
Does LinkedIn have a limit?
LinkedIn does not. I mean, it may have like a 24-hour. It's not a limit that you're ever going to realistically run into if you're doing a 30-minute, 1-hour stream. But yeah, you can use Restream to live stream on LinkedIn too. Donna,
hey,
yeah.
Oh, my bad. I heard of a strategy. Do you use trending music? Does that work?
Yeah. Trending music and trends in general are a great thing to utilize. I would say we've done some. I was talking with Rod's social media guy when we were at one of his boot camps, and also we've done tests on Instagram specifically. Using trending audio can be good to use sometimes, but there isn't a noticeable difference in the analytics of those videos. It's more the content of the videos. But TikTok, especially if you want to grow on TikTok, is a very different platform than any of the other platforms. And it's very volatile because it's very new and you can grow really fast on there. So I would say keeping on top of TikTok trends and using TikTok trending audios are super important to grow on TikTok. And there are a lot of general trends that you can apply to whatever your niche is. So utilizing that and then utilizing just trending audios in general are very important for TikTok, especially, but also for Instagram. I definitely use trending audio from time to time. Don't use it forever.
Hey, so I was just talking to Tatiana here. She's doing Insta for a little bit, and she was saying that what was it, baby?
Hi.
Hey.
From what I learned, Reels are okay. Instagram doesn't want promote Reels as much as before because everybody fed up with Reels. So they want to promote pictures now and what are they called?
Carousels.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how are you? The question is how are you integrating them, like pictures and carousels? You know, are you guys doing more of them, and is it working?
Yeah. So Instagram's kind of been all over the place. It was originally a very photo sharing platform. When TikTok came out, they really boosted Reels a ton. And now, yeah, they've rolled back Reel promotion and they are back to their older ways of promoting carousels. And I think they're both great ways to use it. I would use both short form content and Instagram carousels. The great thing about that is you can record a video and you can take those points and put it in Canva and make like a top 5 tips for blah, blah, blah that you talked about in that video. So you can kind of like hit 2 birds with 1 stone, can talk about that content in a short form video, and then you can also turn it into a carousel. And then obviously post in moderation for both of them. We still post short form content more. I think video content is really growing on social media. And I just enjoy personally watching someone rather than seeing a carousel. But specifically on Instagram, carousels are great. And you can integrate the content that you're talking about on a video into a reel without having to brainstorm a whole new topic. So I would, definitely use carousels too.
Yeah, from what I learned about the carousel specifically, it's like that the user actually has he or she decides how to consume that content. So like he or she reads that content. For example, something is there is a text on the screen, and then he decides when to flip it in one page after the other. So it's like an interactive kind of approach.
Yeah.
Versus when it's a reel, he just sometimes it's too fast that you cannot get trapped in it. It's just like
and I think that's a valid point. My question around that would be,
and more savings. People save more. They tend to save more and like good information so they can use it.
Okay, and the only other thing I was going to say is are you in your solution that you have to post for social media that I'm doing with you guys? Would you guys do those carousels as well?
Yeah, for sure. No, we would definitely we can substitute them.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. No, Instagram carousels are great, and doing multi image carousels, which is what a carousel is, and then having usually what I would say is on the first carousel, a little tip. If you're doing like a top 5 tip carousel, you can always like add a little like tip 5 is an industry secret or something on the first one.
Yeah.
Because that will encourage people, that will incentivize people to actually look at the entire carousel instead of just being like, oh, cool, and then just scroll. Because
I like it.
When it's like, oh my God, secret tip, like I have to look at it now. If I scroll past, now it seems like I'm missing out on something.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Nick, Donna's been waiting quite a while.
Donna, I didn't forget about you. You can
No,
go
it's
now.
all right. They're all interesting questions. So just on this topic of carousel, is there a special function how to make one? That's one of a couple of questions I have.
Yeah, we can go through them all. So I would say Canva, especially for beginners, is a great way to create Instagram carousels. There are templates in Canva for Instagram carousels. You just go on Canva and look up Instagram post, Instagram carousel. There'll be a bunch of templates. You can just drag and drop your content. And then it's as simple as just posting like you would normally do on Instagram. Save them to your camera roll. Just click the ones in order that you're going to post, write your description, and then post them to Instagram. So Canva, it's free. If you want to get Canva Pro, you can, but it's totally free, easy to use, and definitely great for making all sorts of Instagram and just content in general, making cover designs for reels if you're going to post. Always like, it gets redundant if you're just using like just a freeze frame for one of your reels, because then it ends up your profile just looks like you, like a face head of you, just like throughout the entire thing. So adding like a catchy title in Canva, you can drag and drop something into Canva. That will also increase your reel performance. And also when people look at your page, it looks more professional and people will take it more seriously.
Now, is that where you're adding the text through Canva somehow? I mean, on some of those videos, you see the text rolling by.
Yeah, let me open up Alex's Instagram. Yeah. So all of these captions are done in a video editor.
Okay.
There are also apps on your phone that can do it for you. I've never used that personally. I always use a video editor. But if you do want an easy solution, there are things like that. What I'm talking about more is, these are some of Alex's old videos. We go to some of the nicer covers. These are not actually like frames from the video per se. They are like a catchy title that has graphics and are put on top of the video just as the cover. It just makes your page look more professional, and it's a nice hooky, catchy title. Something that is not as boring as just like a freeze frame from the video that you put on social media.
Yeah. And I notice a lot of people have like a live video or a replay of a video on the side, and they're narrating it, or just agreeing with the comments. How do you do that?
So those are called duets or remixes, depending on what platform you're on. Instagram and TikTok are really big on that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, and Alex has done this before too, if you're remixing someone's like a more famous person's content, and you either add something to it, just make it interesting. You don't want to just like nod your head to the entire thing, but you can add a little piece of your advice, disagree with them, just kind of explain it better. Remixes or duets. Remixes are when like 5-10 seconds of that video plays and then you pop up fully and you add your 2 cents. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been on TikTok or Instagram and seen something like that. A duet is when you guys are side by side and you're live reacting to that video. So just depending on the circumstance, those are another great way to kind of capture audiences that you would normally not see. Someone in that audience may follow them. Like if you're remixing someone from Grant Cardone, and a Grant Cardone follower may be scrolling on their feed, see Grant, be like, oh, I want to see what he has to say. Then you see you giving your 2 cents advice. You're like, oh, I agree with that. I think it's cool. Then click on your profile, see what else you're making.
Thank you.
For sure.
Nick, we've got a question in the chat about LinkedIn.
I was gonna say, Ali asked a question in the chat about LinkedIn.
Oh.
She's driving right now, so she can ask us.
I was advised to utilize LinkedIn with individuals for governance. I haven't been sure what the best way to utilize it. If you have any tips. Yeah. So what I would say, first of all, make your profile appealing. So have a professional picture done, add all your qualifications, start posting. LinkedIn is kind of the difference between all the platforms, a little bit of an oddity. I wouldn't post as much videos to LinkedIn. I would do a lot more text-based posts. And then also be really active on LinkedIn. People the LinkedIn algorithm really will promote you if you're being active. So joining different LinkedIn groups, following or making connections with people that are in your niche, and commenting on those posts, providing insight, that will kind of grow your audience. And then reaching more high net worth individuals, all about establishing credibility first. So growing your profile, you want to get a lot of connections. Your first goal is to hit 500 connections. Start with your inner circle of people you know. And then from there, use the connections that they have and start to connect. Connections like a friend on LinkedIn, a little different. And start to connect with their circle because they're more likely to respond. You can go ask one of the connections that you have. If it's one of your friends, be like, hey, I'm doing blah, blah, blah. I love to talk with these connections that you have. You could reach out to them and just tell them to accept. Do that. And then just, yeah, it's all about providing value, right? So you want to establish that you know what you're talking about for capital raising. So you can post about some deals you were looking at, obviously not a deal that you have, unless it's a 506c. Just providing value, because when you start to connect with those higher worth individuals, they're going to look at your profile and see that they know what you're, I mean, she knows, he knows what you're talking about. And they're more likely to talk to you. And you can just hit connect with them and see what they say. And then just DM them. If they accept your connection, just be like, hey, this is what I'm talking about. Check out my profile. It's all on all social media. It's all about establishing credibility. LinkedIn is a great platform to reach more professional people.
Nick, for our Legends website, was it still being worked on? Because I'm actually in the middle of revamping my entire LinkedIn, and I was
Yeah.
going to add the website, but I don't see the whole tribe there.
Yeah, the website is live, but it is still a work in progress.
Okay.
I have to contact the web designer for more information, but I know, Andrea, if you have any other information on that.
Yeah, some people didn't provide pictures. Some people's pictures didn't work.
Uh-oh.
So,
Yeah, I saw mine there, but I'm like, did it not work? I don't know.
reach out to me directly and we
Okay.
can sort
Okay,
through.
cool.
But it certainly will be an evolution, but I do think it's, other than not having everybody's picture, I think it's ready for prime time and you can leverage it.
Okay, right on. Thank you.
It's there. Yeah. I think there's a Google Drive folder.
She
somewhere.
knows if okay, this isn't really the call for this, but
Yeah.
this is more of a tomorrow night discussion, but she has the folder. She knows she will get to the pictures that haven't been added, and I will remind her.
Right. Any other questions?
Hey Nick, this is Jennifer.
Hey, long time no see.
Sorry, I don't know my yeah, long time no see. Sorry, I don't have my picture up. I'm working out of my mobile office, my car. It's kind of a shift in the topic, but my thoughts were after this weekend and how many people are interested and how many high profile speakers Alex and you and the team are able to enroll. How do you feel about exposure via podcast? Or is there anything you know about podcast and how it would be different from just Instagram or Zoom?
Yeah. Funny enough, I used to produce my dad's podcast, so I know a thing or two about podcasts, and Alex doesn't really I don't know if Alex has announced this yet, but Alex is releasing a podcast in the next month or two. So that's a work in progress, kind of on the down low. But podcasts are a great way, again, to build connection with your audience. It's not a lead magnet. It's not where someone's gonna find you originally, because it takes a lot of trust to go watch someone for an hour of a podcast. But it's something that you would funnel to. So they first start to see your 30-second video on Instagram, and then you promote your podcast on Instagram, any social media channel, and then they go watch your longer form videos. And that's a great way to kind of connect more in depth with your audience, because again, it's not a 30-second video where you're in and out. You can get more in detail with things. You also provide a lot more value, and podcasts are a great way to get guests, do that cross promotion, and it's all about bringing your customers or just your clients down in the funnel. If it's raising money for a real estate deal, or it's promoting a course or a mastermind, it's all about those touch points. So social media is only the top of your funnel. Something I didn't really talk about this much on this call as CRMs.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's the reason I brought it up, is as you do the promotion and while you're like the Instagram lives and the meeting calls, and they're interpersonal and they're one-on-one, and they're going to promote and obviously expand the audience, there can be another forum to go and get more information where there's a one-on-one conversation, just like we had the speaker at the Marriott, over the
Yeah.
weekend, where they can get that context, but it's not interrupted. It can be repeated. It's off, it is can work around the schedule, that sort of thing. So I just wanted to know your overall thoughts about that, but not as a promotion tool, but more as to direct. For example, there's 50 people on this call, or 50 plus, just to direct for the information. So
Yeah.
I just really wanted your thoughts on that. So thank you. That was very helpful.
Sure. And the also great thing about podcasts is you can kill two birds with one stone. You can turn your long podcast into short form content, then go post that on all those social media platforms. So it kind of, takes out the work of having to make so many videos.
Wonderful. Great job. You're killing it, Nick. You're very informed, and your hard work at a young age is very admirable. So keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was good. It was good. It was good to meet you this weekend.
Likewise.
Any other questions?
And Nick, I have another question.
Sure.
Which editing program you use for your what do you call it?
Videos?
For your
Captions.
Oh, captions.
Yeah, they have different colors and formats, and like sync perfectly with the with the speaking.
Yeah. So I used to edit Alex's videos. I don't anymore, but the team still uses the same program. We use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is yes. And I was just going to talk about that. It's a professional level editor, and it's pretty complicated. So for beginners, I wouldn't really suggest it because you can only use it on your computer. But it does make amazing captions. As JJ said, CapCut is a great solution on your mobile device if you want to make captions and put emojis and do that kind of highlighting. They have tools for it, and it has the automatic transcription, so you're not there for like hours typing in what you said and trying to sync it up to like when you said it. And yeah, CapCut is on your PC too. There's another software. I have to ask Alex. He uses it for his Instagram stories sometimes, but you can also use it for your posts. I will put that in the follow-up email, and that you can also use instead of CapCut. But CapCut is great. It has a lot of different effects that you can use too. It has like background remover, so it's like Canva's background remover, but it's for video, even if you're not in a green screen. So you can put yourself on top of things if you're explaining something. So if you're looking for a mobile editor on your phone to like next level your videos, CapCut is a great solution.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Nick.
Thanks, bud.
You're welcome.
So Nick, I'm
Yeah.
trying to connect the dots over here, right? Because you spoke to, this is one of the best masterminds we've seen in a while, because so necessary. You mentioned Canva, you mentioned CapCut, and what am I thinking? There's a third one also. So
Canva, CapCut,
how do you put
Restream.
it all together? Like if you're doing a post over here, well, it's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg over here? So let's say for argument's sake that I have zero idea how to post on freaking Instagram. Where would I start other than having obviously a short video with whatever content I want to put on there? How would I go about it? Just explain it to me like I'm 5 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll go through the whole process. So first of all, before you're making a video, get ideas. If you're not in a place to record a video, make a notes app on your phone, write down all your video ideas. When you're in a time and place where it's a nice setting, you're just in the mood to record, you can go on your phone and record. Bang out like a bunch of videos. Doesn't matter if you're wearing the same clothes. Like that's not going to make or break if your video does well or not. Right? Then after that, take it and put it into CapCut. Get a professional editor to edit your videos, whatever. And then that's where you're going to put your emojis, your captions. You can colorize your captions, important keywords, stuff like that. And that's where you're going to make your video look pretty. You're going to cut out the ums and uhs, cut out the beginning and the end. If you're like, there's dead space, that's the video they're going to see on social. Once that's done, you can export that. Inside of
Export
CapCut.
it to where? Whoa.
Yes,
export it to where?
So if you're on your
Where?
phone, you're going to export it to your camera roll where all your videos are. So it just becomes another video.
Okay.
Inside of CapCut, you're also going to take a freeze frame of an interesting A frame is just a picture of the video. Just any interesting part you think is cool, and you're going to save that as a photo. And
That's gonna be like the cover letter, right?
that's gonna be the start of your cover. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your cover letter. Then you're gonna take your cover photo and you're gonna put it inside of Canva. You're gonna think of a catchy title that sums up what you're talking about, but also makes your viewer interested. Put it on top of that cover or on top of that freeze frame, add some emojis, add some color, make it look nice. Then you're gonna save that into your camera roll as a new photo. Then gonna go on Instagram, take the video, upload that. And if you're doing a carousel, you're just making the carousel completely in
For
Canva.
argument's sake now, how do you upload the video?
All right.
Let's say we don't know how to do that.
So when you
Hit the
click
little
it,
plus button, right?
yes, we'll just take Instagram because every platform has a different way to upload.
And
you're
I
gonna
know you're
click the
taking notes, right?
plus button. Yeah, and hit the plus button. You're gonna click reel. Then it's gonna bring up all the videos in your camera roll. You're gonna click on the video that you just made, the edited version, not the unedited version. You're gonna upload that. Then you're gonna type out your super cool description of your video with hashtags. If you're gonna tag anyone, collaborate with anyone, do that. And on the top, it's gonna ask you to choose a cover. It will let you either choose a frame from that video you uploaded, which you don't want to do. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Or you can upload a custom image from your camera roll. So you can click that, click on the image you made in Canva that you exported to your camera roll. So you're done with that, you hit post, and you're good to go.
Wow. You got all that, Andrea?
Step by
No,
step.
I missed some of it.
I
He's
know
gonna
you
have to
did.
fill
I
me
know the
in.
part, and I know the part that you missed. You put you missed the part because I can tell you weren't paying attention. The part where you go click on reels. All right, I could tell that I was watching you. The part where you click on reels, and that's when you start adding the shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the important part. Reels are different than a normal Instagram video post because you can make an Instagram video post as long as you want. Again, it'll be 80 minutes long, but a reel can only be 90 seconds max. So if you're gonna post a video, make sure it's a reel.
You missed that, didn't you, Andrea?
I missed more than one part, but I'll get it at the
Oh,
end.
I think Nick needs to do a screen capture video.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's just make
Yeah.
believe let's make believe that we're all 5 years old over here, since it's just us,
Seriously, Nick, I mean,
two, pick someone.
I'm a millennial and I should know this stuff. I'm an embarrassment to my generation. So you're providing really valuable
Absolutely.
information
Come
for
on.
everybody. And sorry to interrupt, but I had a question real quick about hashtags. So
Yeah.
how, you see people that have hashtags and then in the first comment, they continue with hashtags. Is it just through basic research and seeing how many of those hashtags have the most followers to choose? Or is there some sort of way to discern what is the best? Like, for example, I posted a picture of me and Alex at the conference and I just did hashtag VIP, hashtag Cardone Capital, hashtag Legends Equity Group, hashtag BFF, whatever. So like I'm saying, that was very valuable that you said how to cut that out. So again, back to the hashtags. Is there any tips or tricks, or is it just basic
Yeah.
research, figuring out and looking each one up individually?
Yeah. So there's two types. I kind of break my hashtags into two sections. I have my account specific hashtags that I post for every video. So you're going to have to do your research. Go look on accounts that are similar to your niche, what you want to replicate, right? Because there's someone most likely that has already done something similar to what you want to do. Obviously, you're going to put a spin on it, but look at those accounts, see what hashtags they're using, follow those hashtags because you'll start to get videos from those hashtags and you can see what videos are appearing at the top of the hashtags. What are they doing? Yeah, JJ, you can do hashtag reels on TikTok. A lot of people do hashtag FYP, which stands for You page. Those are just broad hashtags, but look at hashtags that are specific to your niche, that are kind of general to your account, not to a specific video you have. Follow them. You can get ideas from them. Look what other accounts are doing, what have a lot of views. And then you're going to compile like 5 to 10 hashtags that are account specific. And the thing about having like hashtags in your comments, because Instagram only allows you to do 20 or 30 hashtags. It's like hashtag overload. More is not better for hashtags on Instagram. It actually like disenfranchises the algorithm. So I would, on a video max, I would say like 20 hashtags, because that'll get your point across. It won't like overload the algorithm, think you're like spamming. Same thing with YouTube. I'm sure JJ, you know, like just spamming a million keywords in your tags is not always the greatest. Want to be very precise about that. And then when you watch your video, do more research, have like a whole hashtag list and see like what hashtags specifically apply to the content I'm talking about. So for instance, you're posting something at the 10X event, use hashtag 10X, hashtag Grant Cardone, stuff that are specific to what you're talking about, and use those 5 to 10 hashtags. I would keep your total hashtags under 20, but yeah, 5 to 10 hashtags that are very specific, and use that in combined. Don't post a million hashtags, think you're like reaching so many people, because it actually does the complete opposite. And if you find yourself adding hashtags to the comment section, you're definitely doing too many hashtags.
And that's exactly why I brought it up, because you see I follow a lot of very, prominent, not just real estate, but in other industries, fitness or health, and they'll follow it up in the comment section with 45 more hashtags. And I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Was there a purpose? Because that's a comment. I believe that's where people are supposed to engage, not where you're supposed to inform more.
Yeah. People make that mistake. Some people post like links in comments thinking it'll be clickable. The very thing about Instagram and even TikTok is links are like very rare. You can only have one link in your bio. So yeah, don't try to add excess information to the comments. But interact with your comment section. If people are asking questions, respond. If people are like, great video, like it, because it'll show people that you're paying attention to them too. But
Nick, is there a rule on using music in these videos? Like, I know some people play, commercial music in their video.
yeah, so Instagram and a bunch of platforms have a sound library. I talked a little bit about this before. Trending audios, great. Something that'll hype up a video if you're doing like, yes.
Wait, Nick, can you explain? You did, but you said trending sounds and trending audios. And can you explain what those are?
Sure. So specifically on Instagram and TikTok, first of all, trending audios on Instagram have a little symbol. So if you're scrolling on like the reel section, it's like this little arrow that's going up. It looks like a stock symbol that's like going up. And that'll be in the corner of an Instagram reel video. I can't really, I can't share a screen on my phone. I would show you guys, but it's a little like arrow going up. And if you see that, that's a trending audio on Instagram. So use that, make a video with that audio if you think it's cool. TikTok doesn't have that, but when you're making a video, and also for Instagram, if you're going to pick a video, there's a trending tab. It has a bunch of trending audios that are going viral on the platform right now. You can pick one of those. Also, if you just use the platform on a regular basis, you'll see audios that are coming up more than others that have a lot of views. And you can also use those. And yes, I would suggest using trending audios, not for every video, because people also want to hear your voice. And specifically for TikTok, trending audios and just trending like activities, stuff like that, are really important to grow on TikTok. And also Instagram, using trending audios can help boost your views.
Awesome.
Do you think Chat GPT to help get content for your videos?
You can help it idea generation. I was talking about this with someone at the event this weekend. I would specifically, I wouldn't write content in full form from ChatGPT and put it on your website, because it's a very new software. But Google has been rolling out new software to analyze and find ChatGPT and then putting it down in SEO. I think ChatGPT is a great idea generator, but it shouldn't be like the end all content writer. If you do have it write some content, reword it in your own words, add some information. It'll put out some great stuff, but put your own twist on it. Don't just like copy and paste it, put it on your website, put it in your description, because platforms are starting to integrate tools to push it down.
Okay.
But it is a resource.
Hey Nick, it's Jennifer again. Another
Yeah.
question. We regularly use Zoom and another community I'm involved with for charity. And when we do, even though the meeting is recorded, the chat isn't recorded. So is there a way to, when this call is done, to like people are promoting, you know, their websites or their contact information to actually download or save the chat before the Zoom call ends?
Yeah, so you can it actually does record the chat into a text file. You may not actually always notice it because everyone's just going right for the video, but every Zoom recording also records the chat in a text file. But as a user, you can also save the chat. If you open the chat, there's 3 buttons. There are 3 little dots. For me, it's right under where you type a message, and there should be the button to say save chat. So you can save chats like that. But besides breakout room chats, which don't save, every recorded Zoom will save the chat into a text file after everyone leaves, obviously, after the video is processed. And then you can send that out to people.
All right, great, awesome, thank you.
Hey,
Sure.
hey Nick. First of all, pleasure to meet you this weekend, buddy.
You too.
Honestly, an honor. It was so great. One of the questions I have, and I'll use, you totally use my Instagram to audit, because that's gonna roll into my question right now. So my Instagram is, it's a personal Instagram. It's not open to everyone. Just for work reasons as well. And just trying to figure out, like, what do you recommend when, say, I want to get into doing these reels and just the podcasting and such, how do you rebrand your Instagram? How do you how do you start that over? Do you recommend starting a new account, or do you recommend, utilizing the followers and contacts you have already and just kind of rebranding your Instagram? Like what's the route on that?
Yeah. Here, what's your Instagram handle? Let's check it out.
All right. First of all, I gotta change that. But
Wait, hold on, I want to piggyback on his question because Jennifer again, is it, while you complete and answer his question, do you think it's valuable to integrate personal with professional? So kind of same question, framed different.
Yeah. So it depends. I mean, your company might have different private like policies about integrating professional and private. But if they are like in the vicinity of the same niche, you can integrate them. If they're like 2 different sides of the spectrum, then you're just going to start to confuse your audience with the content you're posting. And then I would suggest have your account for work, for professional things, but also have something. It depends, because if it's like you're working a W-2 and you have like a professional account that you're doing like professional things on, and then you have your personal account where you're doing like your side niche hustle kind of thing, then yeah. If you're talking about like I'm doing multifamily, but I also have an account that just has my family on it, then I would completely integrate the 2. But if you have a professional one for a job and one that you're doing like what you actually love to do, your passion, your side hustle kind of thing, if they're completely on different ends of the spectrum, I wouldn't integrate them. But if they have some relevance with each other, if you can connect them and kind of mush them into one kind of niche that you can talk about in videos and connect to each other, then yeah, I would definitely integrate.
Okay. And so just so for the example that we're going to use for my Instagram, I'm a W-2, I'm just in corporate America. My Instagram has nothing to do with what I do 9 to 5. So, so it's kind of like a family Instagram, you could say, and you can pull it up too.
Yeah.
You want to look it up, right? So it's
what is it?
the underscore will underscore
of Jake.
Jake. Yeah, right there.
Got it. Okay.
I'm willing to take the sacrifice on this.
And this is your personal, right?
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to follow me. I'll accept it.
Yeah, I'm on Alex's Instagram, so he's already.
Oh, okay.
All right, everyone. Jake's Instagram time.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Here. So you would want to integrate this with multifamily, right?
Ideally, that's what I would want to do. Yes.
Well, yeah. So I would definitely do this. This is kind of what Alex had. Alex was not talking about multifamily. He was like posting pictures of him in Peru and stuff. So it was a complete switch over. And specifically when you just have a personal account, unless you're like a big influencer, a lot of your followers are going to be family and friends, people who know you a lot. So when you start posting about something new, like real estate, we'll use as an example, they're more likely to watch than just like some random people who followed you on social media. So you're going to have a lot more followers that are going to convert into watching these videos when you're small and it's just your close inner circle that are following you. Usually when you're under, like, I mean, you have about the same amount of followers Alex did when we started. And I would continue to post these posts. I don't know how often you post on Instagram.
A year ago. Yeah, I'm not really so often. But yeah, I need to
Yeah.
I'm following you,
try to
Dave.
get back.
Well, I would for sure integrate your actual life and real estate into one, because it does make you more human and people will connect with you more, and just shows you like what you're up to. A few things that I would suggest you do if you want to turn this more into like an influencer account where it's like more professional and you're starting to make videos, right? First of all,
Yeah,
I know you mentioned to change your handle. I don't know if your name is available as a handle, but that's always what I recommend. I get the question all the time, should I use my, like, if you're starting a multifamily business, should I use my business name or my personal name? And I'm always like, use your personal name, because it's way easier to, I mean, you are the face of your company, right? So people may not even need to know the name of your company as long as they know you and you're trusted, right? It's not about promoting the company, it's about promoting you. And people will always connect more with a person than they will with a brand. So if you are struggling between doing one, always pick your name. And, you know, there are a lot of handles that are taken. So if your name is not available, get creative. You can add one underscore. I wouldn't add like a bunch of crazy things. If you can't in like 2 seconds explain what your Instagram handle is to someone, then it's too complicated. So first of all, change your Instagram handle. Second of all, keep your name in here. But then after, so you have your Instagram handle, but you have your Instagram name. So your handle is the will of Jake, and then your name is your name, obviously. But after your name, I would put a I don't even know what it's called, like the line that goes down. I'll show you on Alex's profile. So the line that goes down, and then I would add a keyword or two that explains what you are or what you're doing, what your niche is about. Because not everyone's gonna look you up by name. They may just be looking up a specific niche. If someone wants to learn about real estate and they look up real estate coach, they're not looking up Alex Lovely, but he will also show up. So I would do some research, what really describes who you are, and add that to the end here. Also, make your account an Instagram business account for sure. Gives you a little category and some other neat features, some better analytics. And so definitely do that. And then
Nick, I'm so sorry.
Real quick, can
people
you
wanna do-
convert a personal to a business?
yep,
Yeah.
you can.
Mhm.
And
And
you
also,
can vice versa.
you can use my my Instagram as another example too. Sorry to interrupt, because
Sure.
I'm kind of piggybacking on Jake's question. So I have pictures that involve, like, different events, and that involve community and things like that, and family, and I agree with you that a little personalization, and then it says what I do, what communities I'm involved with, and I get a lot of feedback and inquiry from my stories versus posts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't post much, but I do a lot of stories.
Mhm.
So in conjunction with Jake's questions, if I could add that in there.
Yeah, no, I'll finish this up and then we can look at your account. I'll give you some recommendations.
Also, Nick, for the people who don't know I know how to transfer my account to a business account already.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assume there's a lot of people on this call that do not know how to do that. So if you want to subsect into how to
Yeah.
step by step of how to do your personal into a business, I think that would be really good as well.
All right, Andrea, ready to take some notes?
Oh my God, okay.
Okay, so when you're on Instagram, you click your little profile icon to get to your page. Then there are the three, it's a hamburger menu, they call it, but it's the three lines in the top right. Click that. Then you go to settings, and you're going to scroll down to account. And then all the way at the bottom, I already switched, so I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure it says switch to professional account is what it's called. And there are two types of professional accounts, creator and business. Creator does not give you as many features as business does, even if you're not technically a business. So I would always use, and you can always switch back and forth to either. And it also gives you scheduling posts. So you don't have to actually post the video that day, which is great if there's a specific time that you see is doing well. You don't want to wake up at that time every day to post at that time. You can schedule ahead of time, which is great for professional accounts. So you're just going to hit switch to professional account. Instagram is going to give you this onboarding process. There will get to a point where it asks you if you want to switch to a creator or a business account. Pick business. Then you go through a few more steps on Instagram and you're all good to go. And you can switch between creator and business if you want, and you can even switch back to a personal account. So it's not set in stone.
I did catch the notes this time, Nick. I don't know if you
Perfect.
saw Jess, but why do we want to switch to a professional account? What do we get from that?
Okay, so first of all, you get better analytics, more in-depth analytics. You get Instagram publish or Instagram scheduling of posts. So if you don't want to, if you have a backlog of posts that you've made, and let's say 8 o'clock seems to be the best time, 8 in the morning seems to be the best time that you're getting the most views when your followers are most active. And you don't want to be like, oh my God, every day I got to wake up at 8 o'clock to post my video. Maybe the night before, you just go on the app and schedule a post for 8 in the morning, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about it. So that's the two big features. There are some smaller things they give you. You get to add like a button to your profile. You can add like an email and a phone number, especially if people want to contact you about deals and stuff. It's a good thing to have on your profile. And overall, there's no detriment. So I see no reason to not switch.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is there any downside?
No.
Huh. So why doesn't everybody have one? Because
some people are just using
webinar.
There you go. And some people are just, I mean, there are a lot of people on Instagram that are just using the app to use it as like a normal person. They're just on social media to scroll. All of us are like trying to build a brand.
Not normal people.
I'm not like that. Just like a lot of people are just like on Instagram to like consume content, but you guys want to be content creators. So use the platform a little different. Compared to someone who's like posting a picture about their life, they don't really care how many views or likes they get. They just want to share with their friends and family. Yeah, and then Jake, other thing about your account, the bio, just even use emojis, just make it creative, add like some bullets about what you're about you, about your niche. This is kind of where you'll establish some credibility and kind of what you're about. So I'd add some stuff here. You can look at Alex's account. A lot of stuff we do there. And then link in bio. Never just put one link in your bio. Always add a link tree or a software specific, like similar to that, but I would always pick Linktree. So that allows you to have one link, but inside of that link tree, multiple different links inside of it. So you don't limit yourself.
What kind of link tree do I need? Obviously I'm doing, multifamily. So, what kind of, I'm sorry, just because I know I'm going to ask a lot of questions off this, because this is something I really want to do, is transform my page. This is why it's even up here.
Sure.
Transform my page into a business into a multifamily, getting into doing reels. Everything you're talking about is like so powerful right now. And I'm just trying to, it's just like, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of bio, what I'm unfamiliar with the links that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? That's a whole nother huge question. So
let's go. We can go through Alex's page. I'll show you. So first of all, this is his bio. Credibility right here. How many units he has. I think we need to upload this. I think Alex has a little bit a few key terms about who he is. The real estate mentor, he's an investor, motivational speaker, right? Alex loves A Course in Miracles, so that has to be in his bio. And the last line is directs the most important thing in your link tree. Alex's biggest freebie is this call, right? And that's why it's in his bio. So whatever your biggest call to action, freebie, if you want someone to invest, you can add like hero deals. Again, you really have to like touch someone a lot of times before they become an investor. And that's what this whole thing is about. When someone sees you on their page a million times talking about multifamily, they're more likely to trust you and eventually invest with you. And that's kind of what we'll get into in a minute is the CRM, because yeah, like social media is the top of your funnel. That is like the first thing they see. When they see social media, then they'll funnel into your mailing list with a freebie, with a call like this, whatever. It could be a one-on-one call with you. But not many people will automatically schedule a one-on-one call. Once you're in their CRM, they start to see you a lot. They start to see emails from you on a call like this. I mean, you guys see Alex every week. Then that's when you get them into a one-on-one call. That's when you establish a relationship. That's when they can be a 506B investor. 506C, you can just blast your deal right on social media. And that's kind of how you move them down your funnel. But I won't get into the deep diving of CRM because that would take hours. But for a link tree specifically, for real estate investors, I would have a freebie. It can be a PDF about investing in real estate. It can be, I mean, a call like this, but this is obviously a lot of work, but it is something that has made Alex very successful. It can be a one-on-one link with you. It can be a link to sign up for your investor portal. So if we look at Alex kind of has a bunch of stuff in his link tree. But he has real estate key terms, his ACIM call, his underwriting call, his mastermind call, his equipment recommendations, social media tips. This is new because of the podcast. That's why it's on top. So if you guys want to be a guest on Alex's podcast, go to his link tree, fill it out. Just a little plug. But his freebies are really the top of the funnel because you may not even know you want to invest in real estate yet, and you don't know that much about it yet. I mean, you've seen Alex's video, or someone has seen your videos, right? So they have a foundational understanding, but you have to really nurture that lead. So a freebie that you have is going to get them into your mailing list, and a mailing list is forever. Instagram could be like tomorrow, say that you've violated a community guideline, and you lose your entire account with all your followers, and you're starting from scratch. Nobody can take that mailing list away. Right. So as you build that, at least you have a base where you can promote, can reach out to people, get people to schedule calls. If you're selling a product, you can sell products. If you're trying to get investors, that's where you're nurturing your investors until they get on a call with you. So it's really important to funnel. I mean, followers are just the start. Funnel those followers into leads in your CRM. So that, I don't know if that answered your question.
No, this is really important stuff. I mean, this is like, I know it's high level for everyone. This is high level stuff, and this is what if you plan on doing Instagram, this is definitely the move that's necessary. Everyone that I've ever seen that has a verified check, everyone that's doing it has this exact thing. So this is very powerful, and I know we might need to get into a whole nother call about CRM because that's really important as well.
Yeah, for sure. I talked a little bit more about CRM, I think, in the last call I hosted, but that is a whole nother animal of its own and can't really be tackled right now. But maybe one day if I host another call, Alex has to fly, I'll talk about CRMs. Yeah.
So Nick, it seems like for the bio, less is more. So you don't want to overload
sure.
the bio, and you're only allowed one link. So that link you suggest would be a link tree, because the link tree, you have a whole bunch, you have everything in there.
What I would say, this is I mean, it doesn't have to be in this format exactly, but if you can see Alex's, it's first who he is, real estate mentor, investor, motivational speaker. His credibility, like it could be best-selling author, whatever. I mean, his credibility is the number of units he has, but find what your credibility is, even if it's like something small, that will give you credibility of what you're talking about. It's the second thing someone's going to see. Third thing, it can just be something you care about. Alex cares about A Course in Miracles. You could it's something personal. Add something, maybe that you're a father, you're a mother, you have kid, something that is more personal. So maybe something you like to do. And then the fourth thing in your bio is going to be your main call to action. Alex has a million call to actions, a million different calls, a million different PDFs. His mastermind is his biggest call to action. It's the biggest thing he promotes on social media, and that's why it's here. Because some people may not even watch one of his videos to the call to action and then go back to his link tree. But at least he sees someone sees in the bio a free mastermind about multifamily. I mean, it's free. What do I got to lose? I'm going to click on it, sign up. I may see his other links. I may sign up for those. I'll go watch his videos. And then at least they're in the CRM. There you go.
And back to like the whole converting it into a business account.
Uh-huh.
So like for example, like should I keep my personal things there, or do you recommend doing like somewhat of a cleanup, you could call it, and then having more of the contact be like more business related rather than, you know, mixing with personal? Because when I look at Alex's, right, like if I'm trying to follow the correct path, I look at Alex's and I see, you know, majority of it is strictly, you know, it's just business. There's no like, you know, I don't think there's any intermingling
Yeah.
of too much personal.
Alex intermingles more on his stories, but it is something I'm trying to get him to do, is post more personal images and stuff like that. Like we're gonna post something about like all the pictures we took from the event and something more personal, even though it still relates to his business, something he's doing. But Alex does post a lot on his IG stories personally, but I would suggest doing both. Just gotta get him to that point. So Alex's account's not perfect, but it is a great.
One more time, Nick, where do we click to? One more time, where do we click to change the personal to professional?
All right, so once you're on your profile, you click on the little 3 lines menu, hamburger menu in the top right.
Okay.
And then you go to settings, account, and then at the bottom it's going to say switch to professional account, I think is what it says. And then you go through the process, click business, and Instagram will handle it. And
Nick, as a
Yep.
Legends member, are we allowed to use the Legends credibility in our Instagram bio?
Yes, you could. It could be like, yeah.
So what would that number be? I don't know. Would it be units or assets under management as in a dollar sign?
You can
Hey,
do
Ian,
whatever.
we've got the portfolio posted, so I can
Okay.
help you with that later.
Yeah, you can just. I would add like team and I if you're not doing just your personal. Maybe like team and I, 800
Can you check out?
units,
Can you check out
100
mine real
million
quick?
under management. Sure.
Can you go to I'm Ian Wright? Because I actually did this like 2 days ago, and it's interesting that we're having this call now.
Oh.
I had just got my headshots done, so that's going on next.
There's a lot of I am Ian Wrights. Which one are you?
I'm Ian Wright, not
Oh,
I
you're
am.
I'm. Found ya. Okay.
So I'm deleting those pictures, but
I would keep them. You don't have to delete them.
really?
Yeah, for sure.
Long time
If
ago,
you
man.
scroll on Alex's page all the way to the beginning, it looks like trash. But once you start posting, like nobody's ever gonna scroll that far back. And if they do, it's just haha funny. But nobody is ever gonna go that far back. So just as you post, I mean, and then at the same time, when you start posting on social media, it's not gonna be perfect. It's your first few posts. I mean, everyone knows it. Like when you start posting, you gotta build the skill. It is a skill to make videos. And your first videos aren't just, they're not going to be great as hard as you try to prepare, and they're going to get better and faster. And it can take a month or so to get really good at making videos. So definitely keep these posted. It does show about who you are, and you know, you got good amount of likes on them.
Anyways, as you start posting a bunch of videos, these will get buried.
Yes, they will
Yep.
get buried. So
as for my bio, so all I should add now is a link tree and the the profile, or I mean not the profile, the what's the damn word I'm looking for? The amount of units, whatever.
yeah, and then I also like the fact that you have
Credibility.
Nashville and you have this little emoji. So if you want to add a little emojis, you can do that, like double-digit returns. I don't know, add a money sign. Yeah,
Double
but
money
add
sign.
what I would say is add your link tree and then add a line that is just what is your biggest call to action in that link tree, and stick like a finger arrow going down.
I'm gonna make a little free PDF book. That's a good idea. I like that one.
There you go. Yeah, do that. And then put that in your link tree. Put a button, you can put your bio in your link tree, put the Legends portfolio in your link tree. That will also establish credibility. And then yeah, in here, just stick, Andrea can help you with that. Whatever the Legends credibility is, yeah. Use Legends. Stick whatever you want. You can even stick Legend in there somewhere, you know?
Cool. All right, man. Thank you.
And then at the same time, also do the dash, and whatever you are, stick a little keyword or two after Ian Wright. Who you are. So it can be a real estate investor. It can, like, you might want to move that real estate investor up into your name.
Okay. Yeah. So does it like bury it down and do down like a press more to see all the other stuff?
Yep. And
Cool.
then, yeah, no, looks good. If you ever do get a professional picture done, add that here. But I think this is it's a good enough picture for sure. And yeah, start posting, man. Make it. I always suggest a reel a day, but some people that's not feasible. But as many as you can do it.
Cool, buddy. I did get professional pictures, but I do like that profile picture too. I don't know. It's kind of like back and forth.
All right. Yeah, test them out. I just remember I was like, Alex, you got to get a professional picture done. And we saw a noticeable boost in followers after Alex put his professional headshot in compared to his old. I think it was, I don't even know. It was like 11 Alex, like in the middle of a road or something.
Tell you what, I'll drop my new picks into the Legends team, even for the website too. So y'all can, we'll see which one wins.
All right.
Nick, if you are part of the Legends group, do you recommend doing a professional picture with the Legends, like clothing or brand on, or do you feel like just keep it personal to yourself?
Like, I mean, if you can get multiple done, one professional and with Legends, I think that'd be dope. I don't think we have, Andrew, you can correct me. I don't think we have any professional shots with Legends merch on.
No, most people are in business attire.
Yeah, I do both because you can use it for promotional material too. Headshots are not just
I'm
for like
gonna have mine. I'm gonna have mine done. My professional one. I'm definitely doing one with a Legends shirt on. For sure. One session. They can take multiple shots. One session.
Yeah. Bring business attire, bring Legends, and do both.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they suggested you bring several like changes and stuff like that, so they're not all the same stuff. So
yeah, sure.
If anyone's in California, by the way, I do have a production team myself. I don't own them. This is just a very close friend of mine. But if you are in California, just reach out to me because I'm gonna be doing my headshots up there very shortly, and just tag along. It's a big community, so just if you are in California in that area, just shoot me a message and just tag along. We'll do it as a team.
Sweet. All right, Jennifer, I know you wanted me to go through your Instagram. So what's your handle?
It's at Jenny with an I, JENNI, Naps, NAPS.
Got it.
You can, the picture I just changed, I do have a professional, but I had to take my, I had a picture of my nephew on there. My sister asked me to remove it, so I just grabbed that one. But there's a couple questions I have when you look, one is like the amount of likes on some photos versus others. And then the story is the question that I have, because I get a lot. So I have a buildup of contacts of renovations. I get calls all the time about, this contractor, that contractor, how did you change this? And I have a buildup of between work I've done with Alex and Love, work I've done with other clients on my own properties, and I have years of content that would be kind of timeless, right? Because as an investor, I do things as a blank slate. It's not exactly trendy. It's just, it's not bland either. It's basically what is trendy. So I was waiting for a long time to sort of have somebody manage this and blast my account with over 10 properties that I've renovated in preparation for consulting or design or something like that. But if you scroll down, there's a picture of me sitting on a fence
This
in
one?
Idaho, right there with a red shirt on. That got a ton of likes versus you know, me sitting on a mountain, or us even with Alex and Love right underneath the,
Yeah.
you know, that didn't get a ton of likes. That was a wedding.
Mhm.
And then, you know, the one with the ex-boyfriend, that one, haters be hating, but whatever. So yeah, it's just sort of like what, I guess it's back to what you were saying earlier, the hashtags that work versus what don't. Those reels at the top, those stories, Love tried to get me engaged into making these, so she
Uh-huh.
popped those on there, and that's why they're so incomplete and boring.
Mhm.
It's just not my thing, you know. And
Yeah.
that second picture in is a picture of Love in Peru. And the reason I'm bringing all this up, it's like it is a little confusing why some things get so much attention versus others. And I mean, the obvious things like a woman in a bikini versus
Yeah.
me with a guy, I mean, that's obvious. But
Uh-huh.
then, you know, what about this one, sitting in Idaho on a fence in a mountain, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So yeah, it is interesting, especially like when you post more personal pictures. Uh, you know, it kind of, I mean, just by looking at this, I'm no professional photographer or anything, but it does look like a way more interesting picture than, I mean, it is framed nice and it is a nice background. And it is just an interesting picture. I would say it's more interesting than most of the pictures on your page. And it definitely stands out. If you were to look at your page, like this was the first thing I saw when I
It
opened
does.
your
I
page.
was gonna say, looking at all the pictures, that's my
Right?
favorite one out of all
Yeah,
those
and
pictures
it
there.
visually stands out. So someone that sees it on their feed, it'll also visually stand out. And obviously this
yeah,
is
like
something
just
that,
wearing a flannel in the snow. Like, why aren't
yeah,
you
I
wearing a
mean,
coat?
it's
You don't
very
have a hat on.
white. Yeah, and
And
it's
smiling so naturally and everything. You could tell you're just,
yeah,
taking it in and stuff and everything. And a beautiful background. So I
yeah,
could
it's a
definitely
great
see how.
background. And there's not,
Mhm.
I mean, you have this snowboarding picture, but like it is very, it's wintry and it's nice, and it definitely pops from the rest of your content. And that's kind of, it's the same thing. You're looking at this as you would be looking at a reel, just coming from the outside perspective, like what is different than everything else I'm posting? Why did it do so good? And you can just see that, the way it was framed, how it looks different, how you look at the picture, just the fact that it pops out of all the other content you have. It's probably why it did so well.
Okay, that's good feedback. Yeah, I don't post often, as you can tell, and I tried
Yeah.
to just make it short about interesting travel. But back to the stories is where I've always documented, like, here I am, like the whole, I replaced the sewer, ripping the bathrooms, the
Yep.
progress. I should make more stories. I put more content about renovations. The reason I haven't is because the attention from the stories has become so overwhelming that I was
Uh-huh.
like, damn, if I was making posts about this, like I don't know if I have the bandwidth as a, licensed realtor to also be consulting. And then, then now I got to start a new consulting business because I get calls all the time just from that.
Yeah.
So
I think a great video idea is, I mean, I've seen this all the time, is if you have a time lapse of you like renovating a bathroom or something, and you voice it over, and you kind of just explain what you're doing, add some nice music in the background. People like to see transformations, right? Like this disgusting old bathroom turned into something really nice. So that's some great content ideas. And if you are getting a lot of DMs, I think a really great software for everyone here, and it's a great also call to action software, is called ManyChat. What ManyChat allows you to do is it can automate Instagram and Facebook DM replies. So if someone's never like chatted with you before, and I'm assuming you get a lot of the same questions from people, you can actually have a list of like commonly asked questions. It's almost like an FAQ, and someone can click on it and it'll send an automatic reply to them. And it eliminates the extra work of you having to go and respond, even though it's a question you get all the time. And it also, just for everyone in general here, it's a great call to action software like Alex in a lot of his videos is just says DM me Mastermind instead. I mean, there's a lot of videos that he says go click my link in bio. Go click my link in bio to go sign up for my Mastermind, but also DM me Mastermind. We'll send the registration link to them automatically. So ManyChat is a great software to eliminate some of that extra work if you get a lot of the same questions asked to you, and also a great call to action software.
Okay, great. Thank you for the feedback. And how's my bio stand out? I just
Yeah.
need emojis, you're saying?
I think it looks good. You repeat your name here, so I don't think you need to do that. But I think
Where?
see how it says Jennifer.
Well, my handle is Jenny Naps. That's just like a high school nickname.
Yeah, this is good if you want to change your actual name. But you see how this is your Instagram name, and then in your bio you also have your name repeated.
Oh, didn't never notice that. No.
So you could
Okay.
get rid of that. Yeah, add a link tree. Maybe add some emojis to spice it up. But besides this, I think it's a great, very strong bio.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right. Well, any last questions?
So
I
one
know
of the most effective networking.
Any other questions before? I know I ran super late, so we'll probably do like one networking session. But any other questions before we go? JJ, you got your hand up? No,
Nick, I'm sorry, I have another
Yeah.
question.
for sure.
So when I do Linktree, I obviously don't want to put my TikTok together with my Insta and my
Well,
LinkedIn. Like, I don't have to put it there, right? My concern is it going to link over to that? There's nothing provocative. I'm just saying I'm a whole different person on TikTok. So that's my fun side. I get to let my hair hang down and whatnot. I just don't want anything converting over there.
yeah, there is the option to put your other handle or your other accounts on the top of the link tree. It's completely optional, so you don't have to do that. For most people, I would recommend if you are posting this similar type of content to add those links or those little
Got
icons at the top so people see it, but you don't have to add that. I would say the main purpose of your link tree is to funnel everyone from every platform into a very specific place, usually your CRM, to collect those mailing lists or to
Okay.
establish extra credibility if you're putting your bio in there, your portfolio, like the Legends portfolio. But you don't have to. And you can use that link tree on every platform and TikTok if it's not your target audience and you just like using TikTok for certain things.
Yeah.
Then don't add your bio there and think about maybe opening another TikTok just for your business or
Okay.
your passion, right? And then
Yeah.
posting on there and adding the link tree on there and then keeping obviously your personal account to do some
Okay.
fun stuff.
TikTok lets you open another one. I
Yeah.
didn't. Oh my God. Okay. So
You just
okay,
have to
then
use a
that's
different
cool.
email or phone number, but
Right. I have that. So cool.
perfect. Yeah, no, you
So
can open
good.
a bunch of accounts.
Okay, right on. Thank
No.
you.
I want to see your TikTok now, Monica. That's what I want to see
It's
that.
under Lil Curly Girly 6.
Hold on.
Little curly,
Little curly girly.
six.
Yeah, LIL, Lil Curly Girly. And I like,
Girly.
I just like to have fun.
Oh, I know it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna get on this shit right now, man.
Oh my God. Jessica, you're on everybody's right now.
Sweet. Well, it
Thanks,
was
Nick.
great to talk to you guys today. I'm gonna put my Calendly link so if you guys want to talk more about social media because I wasn't able to cover it all. You guys can book a call, hang
Oh,
out.
you're gonna get flooded, Nick. You did an outstanding job tonight.
Yeah, you
Very
did.
helpful.
you. Thank you.
Very informative.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
You're like
I'm
Alex.
happy
who?
to.
What? Alex who?
Alex just texted me, how was the call? And I'm gonna tell him it's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Nick, do I stop the recording before the breakouts?
Yeah. All right, bye recording. Thanks for having me.
Everybody say goodbye. Thank you, Nick.
Bye-bye.
Of course.
Goodbye, Nick. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Thank
Nick.
you.
Goodbye.
Don't leave yet. We're gonna do networking. Okay.